Hey guys, so I wasn't really sure what to talk about today, but still want to sit down and make a video and add some new content and kind of see what all I can do. Um, the first thing that really comes to mind is, so I've got four rummy nose tetras in here. Those are the guppies. Here's the tetras. I don't know if y'all can really make that out from there, but I was looking at these guys, and three of them have a really bright face and nose, and then I have a third one that's a little dim or dull. So I just kind of started looking around, and I just kind of stumbled upon what's called the rummy nose tetra. There's like three different species, and all three of them look really, really similar. Two of them are in the same genus, and then the third one is in different genus, but still looks extremely similar. Now, I'm no fishologist, but I have an inkling that my third one, which I don't even know where he is right now, might be a different species. It looks like one of the easiest ways to tell the difference between the two is looking at that dorsal fin, which is the one on their back. I think it's the common rummy, which is like Blaheri. Yeah, I think it's Blaheri. It tends to come to more of a rounded point, and then the true rummy nose, which is like Rodunc, there's something I can't. Words are hard. Tends to come more to a point. The pictures that I've found show a lot of differences in like the color on their nose and their face. But what little bit I do know about fish is that using color is not the best way to try and identify species. Because if you look at, for like a lot of our native fish in the U.S., if you look at like a bluegill in Texas versus a bluegill in New York, they could look completely different. Like long ears are really, really good at that. You look at a long ear from Texas, you look at a long ear from Michigan or Illinois or somewhere further north, they look completely different. There tends to be so much color on the northern strains. That's not always true, but generally speaking, just from what I've seen. But anyways, so I don't know if y'all can tell, but if you look a little higher on this tank too, that is a different light. That was not by choice. So the light that I had on there was an Odyssey 4-bulb T5 fixture. I had a ballast burnout. Didn't want to spend $25 on a ballast after I took it apart. I've still got it in pieces on the kitchen table. But I didn't want to replace the ballast because I didn't want to spend $25. I had this puppy sitting in the back, so I put those two bulbs in. It's been running on two bulbs for a month or so anyway, because I've been so lazy about taking apart the one with the broken ballast. But just slapped that on and been running away with it. Now, the week after I switched, I had a little bit of a bacteria bloom, and you can still see it's a little cloudy. It's easier to tell kind of in this area. But it's kind of settling down, and I think that some of that lighting change might have affected it. Not really sure how. But overall, this tank has been doing better. I think it was Bipolar Aquatics had pointed out that I had started with phosphorus to help with these pinholes on the dwarf sage back here, and then on the hygrophila in the back. But Bipolar Aquatics had pointed out that potassium was the way to go, and I switched that around. So I really appreciate them pointing that out to me. So I've been running potassium instead of the phosphorus. I've seen a little bit of improvement. I've gotten a little more growth, but very, very, very little bit. And I still have pinholes, but they don't seem as bad. So I'm going to keep kind of trucking through that process of dosing. I'm at 2 doses now for a week, and 2 doses ends up being 10 milliliters in a week, and I'll do that over 2 separate days. So right now my fertilizing schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'll do 3 squirts of the Easy Green, and then on Monday and Wednesday I'll do 5 milliliters of potassium. And I was a little sad. My crypt back here, you can't see any of that. I don't know why I bother pointing. The crypt back there, it lost a leaf. It seems okay otherwise. It's just one leaf. But my Ludwigia repens right in front of it has a whole new node growing with 3 or 4 different leaves. So I'm going to keep trucking through the process like I was saying. I forgot, I'm doing iron dosing twice a week as well. And I'm doing the same as the potassium. So I'm doing 5 milliliters on Monday, 5 milliliters on Wednesday, to try and get some more red in my plants. The only thing in here that's red is that Crip, and I'm trying to get that Ludwigia to really redden up. But I've still got the Pleco tank over here. There's a bunch of babies, but they're all kind of hiding. There's more snails probably than anything else. But they're still growing. They're almost to that inch-ish size. The parents are still in here, but they hide so much. I don't even bother trying to show them really. The male still kind of hides in the same spot, but the female moves around a lot. And, he still hides in that cave, so I'm betting that once I get all the babies out of here, they'll spawn again. So I'm still just going to grow them out. I don't really have another tank to put them in at this point in time. On the other side, though, I have a little quarantine tank that I set up. It's a little 10-gallon. I was actually really excited about this. I went to one of my local fish stores, and they had a bunch of 10-gallon tanks for $4. And I jumped on it, got one, and maybe I'm just a dork, but the manufacturer date on this is like 95, and I thought that was awesome. Did a leak test and looked just fine. I've had it filled up for about 4 days and no signs of a leak, so I'm really happy. The silicone in the corners looks really, really good. The trim looks really good, but I was just shocked that the manufacturer date was 95 and this thing is still running. But y'all probably don't care about that. So I'm I got this set up for some Romanose Tetras to add to my school in here, and I have had the darndest time trying to keep these things alive and doing well. I brought them in Sunday. By Monday I'd lost one. Tuesday I lost another one. Today's Wednesday, and I've only seen 2, and I started with 7. And I started doing a little more research on them. A lot of people are saying that they tend to be more sensitive to pH changes and fluctuations. So I probably should have been a little easier on handling getting them into new water, because I have no idea what the fish store was from. I assume it's similar to mine, but I don't actually know, because they're like an hour away from me. So there's no telling how different that water structure could be. But I'm going to figure it out, and I already have decided that whatever happens with these guys, whichever ones live, they're going in here, and then no more rummies for a while. I just don't have the time to keep dealing with it. So I said I was going to figure it out, but it's going to be later whenever I figure it out. I just don't have time to mess with them and keep an eye on them like I really want to right now. So that'll be something else hopefully I can do in the late fall, early winter. But yeah, that's kind of what I've got going on. My Val has been crushing it in this tank and in my 75 over here too, which I'm not going to bother showing y'all today. It's kind of an algae jungle more than anything else. But Vallisneria is probably my favorite plant, and just because it's so easy and it gets this neat overshadow effect as it starts to grow across the top. It can be kind of a pain to get down there and get it cleaned up and clip off and then get that stuff out of there once it really starts to overgrow. But it's a really hardy plant that's always done really, really well for me and always looks super awesome in my opinion. So if you're struggling with plants, try Val. It's really hardy. I love it. You start with 1. In a couple of weeks, you'll have 6 if you're taking care of it, lighting, fertilizer, all that kind of stuff. But that's really all I've got going on. And so if y'all like what I'm doing, please like and subscribe. If you've got any comments, throw them down in the comment section. Got any ideas for me to help fix the rummy nose situation or further on the pinholes, all that kind of stuff, let me know. And again, like and subscribe. I appreciate it.